Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. So I've been thinking about doing a video like this for the last couple days. And this is pretty much a video of the two decks I paired with each other the last couple weeks. I've not been able to put them down. And they're both pretty new. This I think is the last Oracle deck I bought. I might be lying. I don't know. It's one of the last ones I bought. It is the Woodland Wardens. It's a 52 card Oracle deck and guidebook by Jessica Rowe, published by Andrews McNeil Publishing. I did a walkthrough on this deck, but I think it is the last deck I got. One of two of the last decks I got. But everybody's like, oh, I'm going to pair this with my Oak Ash and Thorn. These are the backs. This is the deck. It's super cute. It combines an animal with a plant, and then it has a keyword at the bottom. I've been using it based on the keywords. And the deck I've been pairing it with was like, OMG. So, yeah, it's all animals. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I've been pairing it with the Soul Cats. This is the book. This book is fantastic. The artwork is by Adam Ohlers, which is the person that did the artwork for the Oak Ash and Thorn and the Smoke Ash and Embers Dragon deck. You can tell when you pull this deck out, it's his artwork. I mean, it's the same simple, beautiful, innocent feel that you get with the other two that are indie decks. And I felt bad because I bought this because it was Lisa Robertson and the art by Adam Ohlers. And I'm like, I didn't even know this deck was out. I didn't know he was creating it. I had no idea. And it's funny because I follow Three Trees Tarot, which is him and, oh my God, the girl that helped create the Smoke Ash and Embers and Oak Ash and Thorn. And I'm like, how did I not know that he was in cahoots with someone else doing a mass market tarot deck? And I have yet to see anybody with this deck. And I'm like, I don't understand it because it's a cat deck, yes, but it is utterly beautiful. It is stunning. It is gorgeous. The artwork is amazing, just like Adam Ohlers' work. And while I'm talking about it, I could pull it out and show it to you, I guess. It is mass market, published by Llewellyn. This is the backs. It's got that thin Llewellyn cardstock. But this is like real cats. Like, yes, it's artwork he's done, but it's almost like it's real cats, everyday cats. This deck is gorgeous. And I felt bad because when I got it, I did a walkthrough and then put it down. Didn't pick it up for a couple weeks. And then I got this deck, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to put it with the, pair it with the Oak Ash and Thorn yet. I'm going to give the cat deck the benefit of the doubt. And the readings, the last 2 weeks, I have not been able to put these two decks down. The readings I have got with these two decks have been amazing. Like, tear-dropping. Just stunned. I am not a person that has a lack of words, and I have a lack of words. That should tell you something. This deck is gorgeous. And it kind of bothers me that nobody seems to have it. And it's mass market. It was like $25 for the box it comes in and everything. The cardstock quality, the book, it's well worth that. Just to have such amazing, beautiful artwork like his. There's so many cards in here that, not that one. There's a moon. I mean, that's like my third favorite moon ever. My second favorite moon is in the Oak Ash and Thorn. So, yeah, it's gorgeous. What was it? The Smoke Ash and Embers. One of them two have an amazing moon. But like here, it's just so innocent and beautiful. It's so gorgeous. Look at that. So stunning. So beautiful. And it just kind of upsets me that nobody's talked about this deck at all. Like, at all. But what I wanted to show you guys is some of the pairings I've had. I don't pull a card really in the morning anymore because I just don't have the time. Between doctor's appointments and physical therapy, I don't have time to do anything in the morning. So I've been pulling a card at lunch and kind of taking the last half of my lunch time to kind of spend quality time with myself and do readings for myself for the rest of the day at lunchtime at work. And I have not been able to put these down. So I was going to show you guys how well they pair together. So I'm going to show you the first. This was a pairing a few days ago. This is the Wheel of Fortune and Chipmunk and Laurel, and the keyword is success. And I'm like, that's fantastic. Because the wheel is, and I'm going to read you what the wheel says. Place your bets. Are you going to make it an easy 50-50 call and go for red or black? Maybe you like the thrill of the game and want to go all in with a particular number and color. This soul cat knows it's all just a game. It really doesn't matter what you bet. If the Wheel of Fate wants you to win, you will win. If it doesn't, you won't. It really is that simple. And I find that intriguing that we all are, when it comes to the Wheel card, the Wheel of Fortune card, it's just like, we're all like, oh my gosh, if it's reversed, if it's not reversed. But we don't really take the time to spend to say, you know what, it's fate. It's up to fate. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it don't, it don't. We spend so much time worrying about what the wheel's going to do that we miss out on things. And I think that is where the success part comes in. When you can overcome your need to know what the wheel is going to do, is where you're successful. Where you let go of that preconceived notion of the wheel is negative, or the wheel is good, or the wheel is going in my favor, or I need to be on top of the wheel. I just found that very intriguing and interesting. The guidance, the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fate is spinning and is up to you to see where it lands as a blessing, luck, and a miracle in the making. Honestly, this is all, that is all winning is. It is a perception. No one really knows what the consequences of winning or losing are. We just pretend we do because of how we have been conditioned. That gives you chills. If it don't, I'm sorry. Therefore, ask the mice to place your bet and see what prize the soul cat spins for you. So it is all about your perception and how you see the wheel. The Wheel of Fate could turn badly in your favor and could literally knock you for a loop, but it's all in a lesson. And you could choose to see it as a lesson, or, oh my God, I have the worst luck ever. And I'm one of those people that the glass is half empty all the time. And so it puts a lot of things in perspective to see that it's that perception in there that you need to look at. You can take this horrible, horrible thing that happened to you as a blessing in disguise, because maybe it's preparing you for something later down the road, which I find interesting. And then protection, like it or not, you can't sit in the wheel. You can't sit the Wheel of Fate out. Place a bet. Don't place a bet. Either way, you are all in just because you are here. Sitting on the sidelines is not an option, as you are going to be affected either way. Better to try your luck than stress yourself out about what could have been or it might not even happen. And that's what I'm saying here is this, and that's where I feel like the success comes in with this card. It's the knowledge that whatever happens is going to happen regardless of what I do. So I need to just let it go and let it ride. And I love that. Love that. So then we're on to card 2, which was the next day. I got the Strength card and the Raccoon and Sycamore, which is Curiosity. And I see this here with the mouse is curious about what's going on with the cat. The cat's trapped. But then you read the book. The Strength card is my card of the year also. Just so you guys know. It's been coming up a lot for me. And I would not expect anything less considering it is my card of the year. Sometimes, no matter how scared we are, we can harness our fear and use it to be of service. Ever so often, we can step outside of our own vulnerability and offer assistance in those that are worse off than ourselves. It is in these times we pull up our inner strength, our deepest reserves of courage, and show up to help. We show up to help. The field mouse knows that releasing the soul cat from its net could be dangerous. It understands what it means to be vulnerable and afraid. But right now, it also understands that the soul cat is far more terrified than it is. That's interesting. It's almost like the lion and the thorn in his paw with the mouse, that fable. Guidance. This card doesn't have the word easy stamped on it, because real strength isn't about doing what is easiest. Standing on jelly legs and trying to steady shaking hands is where to find our strength. And I love that line, and it gives me chills every time I read it. It is not in the bravado of ease, but in the courageous effort of moving through something difficult. When we can move beyond our own fears to be of service to someone who is in true need and despair, we grow and expand in ways that would not be possible if we played it safe, small, and easy. Protection. Not all strength is external and act or something that other people see. Mostly we flex our strength muscles on the inside, and right now you could use some inner strength training. You may need to strengthen a belief and emotion, or perhaps you need to double down, and I find that it says double down. Interesting, considering the day before I pulled the wheel. And it's like hedge your bets, double down, whatever. You may need to double down on your spiritual practice. And that, it feels like it's calling me out big time. Something deep inside of you is not as resilient as it could be. So get honest with yourself and let the inner work begin. And I've said all along that this year being my strength card, that is how I felt this year, that the strength card was going to rip me a new one if I let it. I had to hold on to my reserves of strength, because there was going to be a lot of emotion that came up for me this year. A lot of past memories, a lot of things that I would need my strength for. And I find that interesting that that's exactly what this card is saying here to me. And I love that the raccoon is curiosity. To me, they go hand in hand. I don't know if you guys do or what, but then today's card, I pulled the Five of Pentacles and the Martin and Foxglove Mischief. And it looks like he's trying to get into mischief here, even though it's snowing and everything. I have pulled this card at least 3 times since I've had this deck. I've had it maybe a month. But I keep pulling this card, the Five of Pentacles. And I think it's the card I'm kind of stalking this year. But then I read the book today and almost cried. So let's read the book and see what it says. Maybe I'm really just showing off the book more than I am anything else. Because this book is amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. And it actually changed the way I see this card now. Because usually it's someone standing out in the cold, looking for a way in, looking for warmth. This says, you can scratch all you want, but if the door is not meant for you, it will never open. And I was like, mind blown at that one line. And I'm like, interesting. Therefore, you have a choice. Either keep persisting, inserting yourself in spaces where you are not wanted, or find a door that is wide open, with a cozy fireplace and a welcome party waiting inside. And I find this interesting that even in the Rider-Waite-Smith, it's 2 people outside in the cold, and there's a church right behind them with nice, warm-looking windows, like somebody's inside with fire, and it's beautiful. And I've actually I have other decks where it looks like they've gotten in the room, but they're still depressed. Maybe they had to do something sneaky to get in that room. But I've never heard of this concept where if the door is not opening for you, it's not a door meant for you. You need to find another door. And I was like, what? And then I do have my Journey of the Sacred Bee, where it actually shows the bee going inside because the door is wide open. And it makes sense to compare those two together, because here he is just scratching and scratching and scratching and trying to get in. It's snowing its butt off outside, and he's still trying to get in a door that he can't get into, that's locked to him. And I just found that interesting. And I almost bawled right there with that earlier today when I did that. I'm like, wow. The guidance. Comparison is hard. You see other people living lives you wish you had and can't, but feel left out. Can't help but feel left out in the cold. Just like our soul cat, you might find yourself just crying to be let in on the secret to this outwardly looking dream life. The truth is, not everything is as it seems. When you think you know it isn't always the case, since what happens behind that closed door may not match up to the imaginings in your head. This is why it is best to focus on where you are and what you can create from the conditions that currently surround you. So, like I said, with here, he could go somewhere else. He could go in a tree. He could go in a burrow, anywhere to get out of this situation. But he's choosing to constantly stay in the snow, trying to scratch at this one door. Which it just blew my mind. This is why it is best to focus on what you are and what you can create. Okay. You will be surprised as to what you can create when you shift your focus. So if he stops focusing on the door, he can focus on the elements around him and figure out another way. Protection. Darling, if it was meant for you right this second, you would have it already. The truth is, what is waiting for you is far greater than the small life you wish was yours. Let go, embrace the snow, and let the seasons turn in your favor. For everything is temporary, including your present experience. And I was so mind blown with this card. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. It was amazing. Yeah. And then there was, I've been pulling like just for random fun cards in the day. And this is the set I pulled earlier today, to match with this deck. And I pulled the Ace of Pentacles and the Spider and Passion Flower with creative ingenuity. And I thought that was interesting. The Ace of Pentacles, the aces are all about starting a creative thing to me. And I find that interesting that it went well. And it's the same kind of coloring also. And then here we got the Six of Swords with the Fox and Ivy and adaptability. And to me, it looks like he can't go anywhere in the Six of Swords. So he can't find a better day. And this is telling him, adapt. Learn to adapt to your surroundings. And I found that interesting. And then this one is the Page of Cups. And I find that he's like, and then this is the Sheep and Blackberry Devotion. And he's got this dreamy look in his eye. And he's all devoted to that fish in the bubble. Like he's protecting it. And I just, like, the more I play around with these two decks, the more and more I'm finding that they go so stinking good together. I've not been this excited about a deck and comparing them in a long time. Like the Ten of Cups, and we got the Squirrel and Chestnut and Preparation. It's just, it works so well. The Nine of Swords, the Hawk and Thistle, Graceful Persistence. And that would have worked for the Wheel, Luck, and the Eight of Wands. I don't know what it is about this deck. I don't know if it makes sense to any of you guys, but I find they were meant for each other. And I even had a friend at work go, aren't they the same creator? And I'm like, no, they're two different creators, two different decks, two different publishing houses, Two of Pentacles and Upheaval. Interesting. Just, it makes you think when you pair them together. I think that's what I'm getting excited about. That it makes you think about how these two go together. And it creates this little narrative for you between the two. And I like I said, I've not been this excited about pairing two decks together in a long time. And I just thought it was interesting. I thought I would share that with you guys. And Both of these are on Amazon, like $22 a piece. Maybe this one's like 25. But if you guys have either of these decks and have the same experiences as I've had, please let me know in the comments below. Because I feel like I'm alone with the Soul Cats. Because I've been bragging about it left and right, and nobody knows what I'm talking about. So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.